General VP Malik is the former Chief of Army Staff. He joins me live. Thank you so much for your time. We are speaking at a time when the next move of the government of India, particularly after what Prime Minister said, is being watched out for. We have seen the aerial strikes. We have seen the surgical strikes after the two acts of terror in Uri and Pulwama. The big question is, how will India be sending a stronger message than what we have seen in the past?
Good evening, Maria. Firstly, when we are looking at all the options, now they include political, diplomatic, economic, as well as military. And in military options, we have to consider both overt as well as covert. Now, we've had two strikes earlier. One was when Uri took place, and we had a surgical strike, not very deep into the Pakistani territory, but closer to the line of control. And then we had a Balakot strike after Pulwama incident. So we have these capabilities, and the only thing is, I feel that if we have to take action of the kind that we took earlier, these have to be repeated. So I would like to emphasize that firstly, it has to be multi-pronged, all the services together and all the elements together. It's not just Army, Navy, and Air Force, but all of them together. And secondly, if we have to take these limited actions, then they have to be repeated to send a strong message. As far as the options are concerned on the other side, well, they have to be selected, and there are contingency plans available with the armed forces. And those selection and what would be the implications of that, they have to be analyzed properly before we take it on. I cannot talk about the kind of action or the place of action or the timings, because all that will be decided after analyzing all these issues.
All right, General Malik, the opposition and certain quarters are raising concerns with regards to absence of security in Pahalgam and also the intelligence. What do you think went wrong? Where do you think we went wrong?
Look, I think the whole aspect of unified command, which is functioning in J&K, Union Territory, that needs to be investigated and that needs to be reviewed. Apparently, there has been intelligence failure. Otherwise, we would have come to know as to who are the people, overground workers who have been helping, who have helped these infiltrators, how the infiltration has taken place. The intelligence aspect particularly is important. What is the role of the police and how is the deployment? Because, you can't permit people to go all over the place knowing that there will be some overground workers, there will be some terrorists hiding here and there. And the deployment aspect particularly is important during this tourist season. And you have to restrict people from going into areas which are dangerous, which are likely to be dangerous from security point of view. And I don't know why we didn't think of increasing our deployment in a place like Pahalgam during the peak of the tourist season.
Yes. The fact is that tourists have been targeted and these tourists were unarmed. The message is going to the entire country that they should not visit Kashmir, that the government had wanted post the abrogation of Article 370. It's India which has taken a hit. India has been impacted. Do you think that there are new forms in which Pakistan is targeting India? Perhaps we are not prepared for it?
Maria, we have to take into account what is happening in Pakistan. Over the years, you have yourself covered that the complete attitude, the atmosphere has been changing, and the jihadi elements have been encouraged by people. And today, you also have the Pakistani army, which has almost turned into a jihadi army. They have been using jihadi elements earlier also, but the new leadership in the armed forces, particularly in the army, I call them General Zia's time, those who were recruited at that time or who got commissioned at that time. Now, their mindset is quite different. I would say even different to what we had in Pervez Musharraf's time. And these people, the kind of language that they speak and the kind of belief that they have, the kind of mindset that they have, you have seen it how General Munir spoke just a few days ago. So there is a different kind of atmosphere which is anti-Indian, which is jihadi, prone jihadi this thing, and also anti-Hindu. And that is what is happening, and that is what is encouraging the terrorist elements. So that is one aspect we must remember, and we have to take into account. The other thing is that the terrain in J&K particularly, and the kind of atmosphere that we have even now, there are some overground workers to say that it can be totally eliminated, there will be no terrorist incident. I think it would be foolhardy. It would not be facing the truth. The truth is that some of these incidents, some kind of these incidents will continue to take place even after we take some action now. I'm talking the military action, even if we take that now. We have to accept the truth that this is where we are living politically, and this is the kind of relationship that has developed over the years.
General Malik, since you spoke about the Pakistan Army Chief's statement, and it came just a few days ago, where he said that Kashmir is the jugular vein, should that have been seen as more than just saber rattling?
I think so. Yes. It was a different kind of a speech coming from a man in uniform. And also, let's face it, that he's the man who's controlling the Pakistani politics also, not just the military, but also the Pakistani polity there. And he has been encouraging, Pakistan has always been encouraging these terrorist elements. So when a person speaks openly with that kind of ranting he does in open public to so-called intellectuals, so-called people who have come from abroad, the educated Pakistani people, then I think we have to take it seriously. And it's just not saber rattling. And this is what is happening in the last few days. I think in the last week, we had so many incidents that have taken place. So there is a direct connection between what has happened in Pahalgam and what is the kind of command control which has been being exercised. Now, jihadi elements are controlled by the ISI, and ISI is a part of Pakistan Army.
All right, General VP Malik, really appreciate your time here on NDTV.